Hey Glencoe Stars, Coach Hernandez here again with another SEL rack lesson. And this week's rack lesson is on responsibility to your community. Last week we talked about responsibility to your school. This week we're going to talk about responsibility to your community. Now, your school is a part of your community, but there are also other places that are a part of your community. First, let's talk about responsibility. You have responsibilities. Just like your parents do, your older brothers and sisters, grandmas and grandpas, aunts and uncles, everybody has some responsibilities. Now, you, as a student, your responsibilities are a little bit different from your parents. Your responsibilities are to be a good son or daughter, granddaughter or grandson, good brother, good little sister. Also, to be a good friend, to be a good student, to do things the right way, and to make sure that you're always being respectful of others and others' property. Now, responsibility is also doing what you're supposed to do when you're supposed to do it, and doing things that are nice for others. So it's a lot of different things rolled into one. Now, for example, let's talk about a little bit about at home, which you might have talked about a couple weeks ago. Okay? Responsibilities at home could be things like doing your chores, taking out the trash, making sure your dogs or cats get fed, doing little things like that that might be your job at home. Okay? Now, let's talk about your community. Your community is a place where you live and where you do things around the neighborhood. It could be local stores that you go to. It could be your school that's in your community, your house that's in your community, maybe a park that's in your community. The area around where you live is known as your community. Now, there's a bigger community too, and that is the City of El Paso, where all of us live. Okay, so we're going to talk about first doing your responsibilities to only your community, where you live, your neighborhood, and then we're going to talk about a little bit bigger, the City of El Paso, where we live, and then we're going to talk a little bit bigger about the United States, where a lot of people live, and then finally the biggest one, the world, all right, where everybody lives. So, first of all, let's talk about responsibility in our community where we live. Maybe our street, our neighborhood, things like that. Okay? In your neighborhood, you have a responsibility to take care of and maintain your community. You want to make sure that your community is nice and clean and upkept. Nobody wants to live around where it doesn't look very nice. So if there's graffiti on the walls, or if there's trash on the floors of the sidewalks or the streets, it's your responsibility as somebody that lives there to clean up, to make sure it looks nice, to make sure it looks good. Okay? We also have a responsibility to be nice to other people in our neighborhoods. Nobody wants to live in a neighborhood where people aren't nice, where people aren't friendly. We want to live in a neighborhood where we're welcoming, where we want people to come and to feel good and comfortable in our neighborhoods. The next thing is, it's your responsibility and your family's responsibility to do the best that you can and give to others that might not have as much as you or might need help in your local community. A lot of times, there'll be donations in your community where people are helping other people, whether that be with food. We've had food drives here at school. We've had clothing drives here at school where you can donate clothes We've had a bunch of different things, especially here at school, but there are other places in your community where that can happen. So, taking care of others in your community is also everybody's responsibility. Now, let's talk a little bit bigger about the city of El Paso. Now, the city of El Paso has almost more than 1 million people living in it, if we're also counting Juarez and Las Cruces, because those 3 cities are really, really close together. So think about 1 million people. That's a lot of people. But it is each one of those people's responsibility to make sure that our city is clean, make sure that our city looks nice, and make sure that our city is welcoming to everybody so that nobody feels uncomfortable. Okay? Now, think about the last time maybe you and your parents before the pandemic hit, when you were maybe at the mall or at a restaurant, or you went to go watch a movie, or you were at the park. Did you feel safe and comfortable? Did you feel like our city was nice and clean? Did you feel like you could go and be welcomed anywhere? That's because everybody there was taking the responsibility to make everybody else feel welcome. Now, not everybody's the same. Not everybody looks the same. Not everybody acts the same, okay? But it's still our responsibility to have good manners, to respect others, and to make them feel comfortable and welcome. Because it's not really fun if you don't feel comfortable or welcome somewhere. Now, let's talk a little bit bigger. The United States of America, okay? All of us are in the United States of America. So we have certain responsibilities as citizens of the United States of America. Number 1, we have to make sure that we're being good citizens to our country. We have to respect our country and the people that live in our country. Now, there's a lot of different people in the United States. Even in El Paso, there's a lot of different people. But again, just like I mentioned earlier, it's our responsibility to make them feel comfortable and welcome no matter where they are in the country, no matter if they sound like us or look like us or do things exactly like us. That's what makes our country so great, is that we have so many different people, but everybody has to do their part of being responsible for their communities and being responsible for other people's feelings. Okay, that's the biggest thing. Now, let's talk about a little bit bigger. The whole world. In the whole world, there's almost 8 billion people in the entire world. Now, the entire world has so many people in it, but all of those people have very similar responsibilities. We have to make sure that we're taking care of our planet. We're keeping it clean, just like how you do in your communities, in your neighborhoods. We have to keep it clean, we have to keep it safe, and we have to make people feel, you guessed it, welcome and comfortable. So if I were to go to a trip, let's say to Paris, France, because I really want to go to Paris, France, it's my responsibility to take care of Paris, France, just like I would exactly where I live, my street, my house, my community, El Paso, the United States. It's my responsibility to take care of it, just like it would be anybody else's wherever they go. You hear a lot of times people talk about taking care of our planet, being responsible for our planet. And that can take a lot of things. That can be, making sure you're not littering, making sure you're using recyclables. A lot of different things come into play there. Okay? But just to go over one more time about responsibility to your community. Responsibility is doing what you know is right when you're supposed to do it, and being nice and courteous to other people, even if they don't look like you, sound like you, or like the same things that you do. It's about being respectful. Now, again, our communities, there's a lot of different communities in the world. Our community can be where we live, our street, our neighborhood, our school. A little bit bigger, our city, like El Paso. A little bit bigger, the United States. And the biggest, the world. And all of those responsibilities go on every single person in every community, every city, every country, and all around the world. So, it's our jobs to make sure that we take care of each other and to take care of our communities. So, I hope you learned some good stuff today. That is it. Hopefully you watched the video. Make sure you pay attention because we have a Kahoot. All right, I'll see you later.